Good morning and welcome all the way from Turkey. This is the Predator EPBF European Pool Championships. And we've got another cracker of a match coming up as we have Yasmine, World 8-Ball Champion, up against Alina, our European Straight Pool Champion. It's a race to 6. The discipline is 8-ball. And we have arrived to the last 32 single elimination stage. And in the commentary booth is myself, Tim de Ruiter. This match running slightly later than scheduled originally, just because of the loser qualifications running a slight bit later as well. And a nice opening break. If you look at the table, no clusters. The only bad news is the stripes looking better for a starter, but the 10 or the 13 does not go by the 7 in the bottom left. So if she can do something with solids, that would be highly appreciated. But indeed, she is forced into taking the stripes, and I think this is already quite a low percentage. But maybe could play a stop shot on the 11 and play the 12 off the short rail of the 7 into the corner, opening the corner up for a 10-13 combination. And while doing so, you're always on the 14. Yeah, I like the fact that she's went over to these two balls as soon as possible. She has landed a bit high on both those stripes, and actually the 13 now in a possible worse position than it was. Not possible in the top left or the bottom left. Yeah, and that means the open chance for Yasmine after, well, I think it was a good break, but she was just pushed into taking on the stripes, even though you would not want to have the stripes. In this case, I think that it was just laying too difficult. Nothing impossible, but the odds were just not the highest. And now if you look at all the solids, this does give Yasmine a great chance to really play herself into this match. Yeah, so far seems like there is no problem at all. As I mentioned, the loser qualification was just played out. I'm assuming Linia is the player coming through the loser qualification. Yes, she's beaten Romina Lenk from Germany 6-2. And let's see where she got into the one loss side. Yeah, she lost to Deva from France, Hill in the opening match. So that's how Linia got herself into the one loss side. And we've seen earlier on the TV table, we've seen Yasmine Ushan beat Sara Roja from Portugal 6-3 to advance into the last 32. We've seen some big breaks from Yasmine, so I'm expecting a lot, to be honest, on this break. Well, and she certainly did not disappoint. What a beautiful break that was. Bit unlucky with the cluster near the bottom. And also Yasmine kind of forced into going for solids. Unless she goes for a tough 12 ball into the side pocket. Yeah, it's one round of 8 ball today. After this one round, we will go back to the teams event. The teams event that started yesterday. Well, I'm not sure if she intended to run the cue ball that far. But she might be on the 2 ball, which I would say opens up stuff a bit. On the other side, if she actually makes the 5, she'll have a better angle to play the 2 and to get on the 3 ball to the bottom left, I feel. But then this 5 ball, more awkward over the 3 ball. Yeah, it was a difficult 5-ball, and I feel like Yasmine had a bit of the same problem as Linia had. Broke the balls great, but yet was kind of forced into taking on the solids, even though the stripes were possibly laying a bit better besides the 11 ball. And that's the one Linia is taking care of right now. A bit more difficult of a shot. But she's played it perfect. '15 still needs a bit of work though. So she'll have to try to land, I was gonna say in between the 15 and the 6 right now. But that 15 might go to the bottom right. And I don't mind that at all. Now she did play for the short side on the knot instead of coming off the rail and use 3 rails to get to the 10. Just wondering how she's gonna go to the 10. Is she still going 2 rails, trying to not run into the 6 ball? Oh. Well, the lucky bump is there. The 8 still goes to the bottom right, so still fine. Just has to play a fine shot over the 3 ball. It's crossing her positional area quite a bit, going 2 rails backwards. Oh no. Yeah, it was a long stretch on the 8 ball. She could have maybe drawn away from the scratch, but she was so certain about running into the ball under the 8. Cue ball going in, so she instantly lost the rack, giving Yasmine a 2-0 lead. And now suddenly, very early into the match, this break a lot more important, because you don't want your opponent to go like a 4-0 lead into a, well, in a race to 6. Oh, needs a 13 to go, and it does. Nice square hit, but the 2 balls towards the side just both too high. Now she will have plenty of choices, at least, either solids or the stripes, so she's going for the solids, which are quite in the open. You can go from the 6 to the 7, and the 1 connects the bottom side of the table to the top side of the table. So probably 6-7-1, 5-3-2-4. Could also be 4-2, depending on if you land straighter on the 5 off the 1, then you might go forward and take the 4. So there's options. She's got to play into an area where she'll have 2 or 3 shots available. Yeah, with how well she breaks the balls and how straight she does shoot, you're expecting this to be run out. And actually it's a pity that she's found herself 2-0 down so early. But in 8-ball, it depends a lot on the break. I mean, sometimes you'll have to clear up one of those impossible runouts to then the rack after get a run out like this. This was a very nice spread, and this 8 to now also open her account. Yeah, so that means the first break run of the match. Maybe that sets the tone a bit. Looking forward to see another great break. And one thing that seems to surprise me every time, every event I see Yasmine, is the fact that there is no fitting nickname for her. Well, she's never marketed it herself. But it's just interesting how almost all the top players have one, and for her, it never really had come up, I guess. It's interesting. Now look at this for a spread. Can go solids or stripes. For the solids, the 3-ball needs work, and the 1-ball. For stripes, technically everything is open, but the 12 is difficult to land on. Just because 2 stripes have dropped, so already less options. I'm just not sure if she can play the 12 right now. That would be great with the 14 over the corner. Or the 10 or the 9. So you would say you would always get shape. Yeah, don't think the 3-ball goes to the bottom left. Otherwise, I would say take the 7, go to the 3-ball. Yeah, she's running out of time, so she'll have to do something. And you gotta go stripes and take a risk, take a chance, probably now, to go from the 14 to the 12. Well, she has chosen to clear the top part first. That means the shape from the 14 onto the 12 has to be perfect. Oh, she's even trying to find a window between the 3 and the 5. Of course, she's always going to be on the 14, but yet it's long. Yeah, Richards, I'm kind of interested actually what came out of that. Maybe she just didn't think the suggestions were strong enough. Very possible, but yeah, nice clean shot on the 12. Now with this angle on the 14, you have to go towards the 3 ball, or at least on the right side of the 8. And I kind of like going 2 rails and run in between the 3 and the 8. So sure, you can leave yourself more cut on the 8 ball, but it makes sure that you're gonna be on the 8 ball. So bit of a two-way. Even if you run too far, you can play the 8 in the bottom right. She has played for the 8 in the center. As you could see, it is dead straight, but these side pockets look awful tight. And you just gotta tell yourself they play just like other tables, which you kind of know they don't. But it drops. So a break and run from Yasmine. 3-1 lead now. With a little bit of help from Linia. Yasmine really starting in a great way in this last 32 match. Yeah, she is hitting the break head on though. But side pocket, or the ball tracking towards the side pocket on the edge of dropping. And yet this is another one where you would probably like to go the solids. And the only shots to play is probably either the 10 to the bottom right or the 3 ball all the way in the bottom left. Yeah, there was not a hanger either. Cue ball starting off the long rail. Even if she had made the 3 ball and, for example, would have played a safe on a solid, she would have been in such a good position. Just because where the 9 and the 11 are laying. And the 10 is not everybody's cup of tea either. So a chance for Linia to climb her way back into this match. just the 6 ball needs a bit of work. Can she maybe go forward, play the 6 in the center? No, it did go into the corner, so now quite a difficult shot to play to get on the 7 ball. Yeah, Alina having a strong European Championship so far at her age. She's won 1 gold and 1 bronze, and actually in that semi-final I thought she was off to a brilliant start. Ooh, no, the nudge was fine. She was off to a brilliant start, but yet couldn't close it out towards the end. So Yasmine back at the table looking for another break and run. Has been breaking the balls well, so looking to duplicate one of the earlier breaks, and indeed quite the back and forth so far. Yeah, and there's the mistake. The one that could bring Alina all the way back into this match. I think she's put a bit too much body into that break. Cue ball flying straight into the long rail. And now I kind of feel like if Alina goes for a 3-11... No, well, I don't mind the stripes. The only stripe that's a bit of a lonely soldier is the 9 ball on the top side. So in this case, indeed, I like this, the solids a bit better. Just gotta get on the 3 ball later on. Yeah, things turned out a bit scrappy though. A big angle on the 2 ball means she'll have to run away from the 5 ball. And one of those balls now added to the group where difficult to land on them, and I think she's trying to hit that a bit thicker to bring the cue ball back out. So The 2 ball is blocking the 14 though, so it's not an easy layout, even though things have opened up a little bit. The 11 ball needs work, the 9 ball needs work, the 14 needs work, so let's see, can she drop below the 12-4, play the 13, maybe run into the 3 ball. Yeah, for a second it looked like a safety, but obviously she's left the 7 ball on, so not a safety. Possibly running out of time again. Playing 8 ball with the shot clock. A lot more difficult as you would think. Gotta think so fast and you gotta stick with your decision making. Which is not easy. At big moments you're gonna doubt your decision a bit. But you don't have any time for that doubt. Yeah, I like the fact that she's taking the 9 ball out now. On the other side, that 14 still needs a lot of work and kind of feels like Yasmine is not really getting on it yet so far. Okay, I'm not gonna say this is a mission impossible, but this run out laying so tough. I would almost consider playing a safety very early. Well, if that 11 ball goes by the 3 ball into the side, I mean, she's kind of straight on this 14, so it's not ideal to cross over to play the 11 in the corner, but it looks like if she can get off the rail, she can cut the 11 in, off the 3 ball, the cue ball goes. She's always going to have a cut on the 8. Oh, she played herself a bit straighter. Is this 11 ball still on? Now somewhat of a big cut. Ooh, that used everything off the corner. But this way she does still keep that 2-game lead. And as long as she holds that 2-game lead, she has everything in control as long as she wins her own rack. It's a bit of a thing in this alternate break format. It's like the break and serve in tennis. Yeah, cue ball still spinning, a lot of spin on the break. Nothing dropping, and Yasmine the option to choose solids or stripes actually, because she does have a shot on both. Now for the solids, the 6-ball is tough, but then yet on the stripes, it's difficult to land on, for example, the 12, the 13, the 10 and the 14. So I kind of like the solids. You just gotta take a random guess at the 6-ball in some way. Or, I mean, it does go to the bottom left. The question is just how to get under the 10 to cut the 6 in the bottom left. Maybe she can skim off the 2 now. Play this with right spin. Cue ball runs towards... Yeah, just like that. Played it a bit firm. I was gonna say then off this 2, run up to the 6. Yeah, Yasmin now purposely pushing the 6 together with the 10 and the 14, but only has clustered up the 10. And for Linia, I mean, it's a tricky run out still, but if you can get straight onto the 12 later on, you could leave yourself an angle on the 14 to nudge the 10 and be on the 9, so... Yeah, I kind of feel like this 12 ball is the way to go. Kill the cue ball off the 8 and have that angle on the 14. But as you can see, we did need a referee to make sure she doesn't hit the 8 ball first. We're gonna see on the cue ball too if it moves a different direction. This should always be good. Yeah, cutting the 11 ball in. She's hampered by the 6. Has to run into the 7 to stay on the 15 as well. Has to hit it full. Yeah, she's played it well. Oh, gotta watch the cue ball. Yeah, I cannot believe she's tried to get close to the 8 ball. Always play like a 2 rails. The only thing she had to do on that shot was not to get close to the side pocket, really. And now, with the ball in hand, Yasmine can take the 7 away. And this is wide open for her to get on the hill. And you gotta say, Linia playing some good stuff, but 2 really crucial mistakes could make the difference this match. Yeah, things not really going according plan. Has to go back and forth now off this 2 ball. No. Trying to hold the cue ball. Bit surprised. I mean, this way you're always running a bit further off the 6. The good news is even a stop shot on the 6 ball gives you a chance on the 8. It's a cut, but it gives you a chance. So she can stop the cue ball or draw back. What is it? A ball or 2. That's already fine. Well, she's done even more. And then the 8 to get Yasmine Ushan on the hill first. 1 step closer to the last 16. She's flown all the way from Las Vegas into this European Championship. And actually it looks like she's handling it really well. She doesn't look fatigued. Of course she's gonna have the energy dips, I assume. She's playing very well through it. Yeah, Linia a bit broken in her chair right now. Knowing that mistake, I mean, it still would have been fine. 4-3 is still okay. Hoping for a mistake on Yasmine's break and then technically you're 4 each in a race to 6. So sure, she's made mistakes before that, but this mistake, this scratch into the side can cost her a lot. On the other side, hopefully she will watch this back and she can learn more about the game. Yeah, still a bit of cut on the break. She's not hitting it as sweet as she was. So she is returning the favor a little bit for Linia. Run this out. A possible breaker run on top of it. Can at least get you 5-4. And then you'll have to pray on another break again. But some work to do. The 9 has to go into the left center, which is a bit tricky. Yeah, I feel like she can go in between the 14 and the 9 right now, or take the 13 up to the 15-11. Possible ending could be 10, 14, 9 in the side, 8 in the corner. But she has not landed on the 11. Already having the cut on the 10. More cue ball movement. She playing to the short side of the 12. No, she played it more pace. And a little nudge, but she's now not on the 12. And possibly the wrong angle on the 15. Maybe enough angle to play a bump into the 11. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure on her right now. She's running the clock down, trying to pick the best shot each time. But she also knows that any mistake can cost her the match. I mean, either way, she's played a great European Championship, and she's definitely able to do more in the 9 ball, and she still has the team, so there's more to come. So it's not the end of the world if she loses this match, but you're not a true athlete if you're not going for another gold, or if you're not going for the win in this match. You want to win every match. That's what you play for. Now she's gonna try and put herself as straight as possible on the 14. So right spin on the cue ball. 2 rails in between the 2 and the 5. No, she has chosen to open up that 9 ball. And well, from this angle you could see how steep it is to play the 9 into the side. But I thought if you at least get straight on the 14, give yourself every chance to land just plumb on the 9 to drop it in and be on the 8. Like, yeah, and by that mistake... Well, it's not over yet. Actually, she's left Yasmine quite safe. But she could kind of roll up on the 5 ball. Or roll the cue ball up to the 3rd diamond on the top long rail. The 3rd white dot on the rail. That's where you don't leave something on the 14 and the 9 doesn't go by the 6. I think it takes 1, maybe 2 good moves from this position, and you're well on your way to win the match. Well, let's see very soon. She'll have to do something with the 6 ball. Is she running into it now, knowing that the 3 ball is always over the side pocket? She could also land on the 7, so a bit of a calculated risk. No, she's played onto the 7 ball. Will she be playing 2 rails into the 6? Is she playing the short side to play the 6 either in the top right or the right center? Couple ways you can play this. She won't be able to reach, and she's got 12 seconds left. Yeah, so a little bit of a let off. If you think about it, the 8 is blocked to the bottom right now. It's not easy to land from the 14 onto the 9 in the left center. If she does, she won't be able to do much with the cue ball. So overall, a couple difficult shots for Linia to stay alive. Yeah, she's tried to run into the 9 or into the 6, and I don't know about that. Well, some creativity. I would feel the 3 ball is in the way for the 3 railer into the corner. But maybe it does slide a bit more on the 3rd rail, so maybe it is possible. Yeah, now everything is in the open. So the 7 ball probably will have to play shape towards the center of the table. Just make sure you're on both balls. Yeah, she did land on the 3 ball, so 3 balls to go to get to the last 16. And would kill the hopes of a player that was very capable of doing big things in this 8 ball. But a couple mistakes early on kind of have sealed the deal. And Yasmine just being very consistent, very solid. There was one opportunity though where Linia scratched, where she had a possible 4-3 within her hands. And now this 8 to finish the match. Yasmine Ushan. So that's it for now. Our next match is at 2:30 local Turkey time. Would like to thank everybody for tuning in at Pro Billiard TV. Yasmine winning this match 6-2 against Linia Jalmerström and running into the last 16. My name is Tim de Ruiter. I'm leaving for now, but you can always get back to us at 2:30 local Turkey time. We'll see you soon.